Hi guys, warm welcome you all. In today's video, we are going to discuss the second part of important and famous novels of English literature. इस वीडियो में कुछ important and famous novels इंक्लूड किए हुए हैं जिनमें हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं द पब्लिकेशन डेट ऑफ दैट नॉवल एंड important कैरेक्टर्स एंड फ्रॉम विच genre of this novel or category of the novel belongs. We will discuss all that here in details in this video. Stay tuned till the end. You are going to get important information related to the famous novels of English literature. Before starting the video, if you're visiting first time, please subscribe this channel and also watch out the other videos of the channel and check out the important information on the community tab of this channel. Let's start the video. Starting with the Scarlet Letter, which was written by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and this novel is related to a woman who cheated her husband and conceives a daughter from her affair. And this is the picture of the Scarlet Letters, who's the heroine of this novel. And this was originally published in 1850, and the character Hester Penny, who was the protagonist or the heroine of this play, Arthur Dimmesdale, Roger Chillingworth, Governor Richard Billingham. These are the characters involved in this novel by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and the genre of this novel is romance and historical fiction. This novel belongs to historical fiction and पब्लिश जो भी मैंने बता दिया आपको ये पब्लिश हुई है 1815 में 50 में स्कारलेट लेटर जो स्टोरी है एक लेडी की जो अपने हस्बैंड को चीट करती है and she conceives a daughter from her affair. This is the first very famous novel of English literature. Moving on to the next novel. Friends, another important novel of this of English literature we have Moby-Dick, which was written by Herman Melville, and this is the picture of the novel Moby-Dick. And now let's discuss the details related to this novel. The full title of this novel is Moby Dick, and the subtitle of this novel is The Whale. The Whale is the subtitle of this novel, Moby Dick. It was originally published in 18 October 1851, and the characters involved in this novel are Captain Ahab, Ismail, Moby Dick, Father Maple, Starbuck, Stubb, and Captain Boomer, Eliza. These are the characters involved in this novel by Herman. And the genre of this novel is allegorical novel, historical fiction, epic, you can call it, and psychological fiction also. And also one of the important thing that this is adventurous novel or adventure fiction of this Moby Dick novel written by Herman Melville. Let's discuss another one. And the another one we have here, important novel of English literature, Middlemarch, which was written by George Eliot. This was her pen name, and the real name of George Eliot was Mary Ann Yvonne. This was the real name of George Eliot, but she had written English novels in English literature by the name of George Eliot, and this is the Middlemarch Pictures novel by George Eliot. And the full title of this play is of this novel is Middlemarch, a study of provincial life, originally published in 1871, and it has 8 installments. This novel has installments, and the first published in 1871. And the characters we have here in this novel, Mr. Arthur Brooke, Edward Casaubon, Dorothea Brooke, and Mary Garth. These are the important characters involved in this novel. And the genre of this novel is historical fiction. Yes, friends, this is the historical fiction novel written by George Eliot. And the story in this novel involved in this novel by George Eliot, issues of idealism and issues included to the status of women, nature of marriage, idealism, self-interest, religion, hypocrisy, and political reform and education. These are the important issues discussed in this novel by George Eliot, Middlemarch. And friends, this is the very important and famous novel by George Eliot written in English literature. And this is the another novel of English literature, which is very famous in English literature. Brave New World, written by English author Aldous Huxley. And this is the picture of the Brave New World. And this is the story of a futuristic world state. This is the ideological state discussed in this novel by Aldous Huxley. And this novel was written in originally published in 1932, but this was written in 1931. 1931 में ये लिखी गई है novel and published हुई है 1932 में. Characters involved in this novel are Bernard Marx, Mustafa Mond, Helm Helmholtz, Watson, Lenina, Crown, John the Savage. These are the characters involved in this novel. And the genre of this novel is related to the science fiction, dystopian fiction, because this is dystopian novel. This is called because it is related to the talked about the idealistic world stage or futuristic world stage. जो futuristic related to the um, utopian state talked about in this novel, and also psychological fiction involved in this novel. These are the subcategories of the novel written by Aldous Huxley, and mostly this was compared with the another novel of English literature which are which is very famous, जॉर्ज ऑरवेल्स 1984. जॉर्ज ऑरवेल की 1984 जो नॉवेल है उसको इसे कंपेयर किया जाता है, इसका कंपैरिजन जो होता है उसी नॉवेल से किया जाता है. एंड मोस्टली द स्टोरीज इन दिस नॉवेल इज ऑलमोस्ट टॉक्ड अबाउट द सेम थिंग्स ऑफ फ्यूचरिस्टिक आइडियोलॉजिकल वर्ल्ड स्टेट की बात की जा रही है इस नॉवेल में एल्डस हक्सले के. Next important novel of English literature we have The Great, related to the written by John Steinbeck, and this is the picture of the novel The Grapes of Wrath, John Steinbeck, and this is the front picture. And we have the publication date of this novel by John Steinbeck. It's 14 April 1931. Important characters in this novel are Tom Joad, Cassie, Mazod, Pazod, Uncle John Zod. These are the important characters involved in this novel. And the genre of this novel is historical fiction and realistic fiction. Yes, friend, this is the realistic novel by American writer John Steinbeck. And this novel got the award. This was the awarded novel of John Steinbeck. It this novel got Pulitzer Prize for fiction and also National Book Award for fiction. So this is very important novel because it has won the most two important award of English literature and in the category of fiction. And this novel has a story of the depression and economical hardship, agricultural industry changes, and of the farmer because they are forcing out of work. This is the story of this novel by John Steinbeck. It has a economical hardship of a farmer, and it has a story of a drought which was faced by farmers, and very important novel of English literature, The Grapes of Wrath. Next we have another one is 1984. This is very important and famous novel of English literature written by George Orwell, and this was originally published in 8 June 1949. And the characters involved in this play are Winston Smith, Big Brother, Emmanuel Goldstein, and Julia. These are the characters, and the genre of this novel is science fiction and dystopian fiction because this is the story of a imagined future, the year 1984, जिसमें वो नॉवेलिस्ट जो है बात करता है स्टोरी, ये जो इंसिडेंट होता है इसका स्टोरी जो टेक प्लेस होती है दैट इज टेक प्लेस इन द इमेजिन फ्यूचर ऑफ 1984. That's why this novel is named as 1984. Next we have and the Lord of the Flies is the another important novel of English literature written by William Golding, and this is the picture of the the front cover page of the Lord of the Flies book novel by William Golding, and this was originally published in 17th September 1954. The characters we have Piggy, Jack, Ralph, Simon, Sam, Roser, and Eric. These are the important characters, and the genre of this novel is allegorical fiction and psychological fiction. And this is the story of a group of British boys who stranded on the इनहेबिटेड आइलैंड आइलैंड पे जो फंस जाते हैं ग्रुप ऑफ बॉयज है ब्रिटिश बॉयज का जो फंस जाते हैं एंड हाउ दे अटेम्प्ट टू डिजास्टर्स अटेम्प्ट टू गवर्न देमसेल्व्स किस तरीके से वो अपने आप को गवर्न करते हैं उस इनहेबिटेड आइलैंड पे दिस इज द स्टोरी ऑफ दैट ग्रुप ऑफ ब्रिटिश बॉयज important novel of English literature we have Lolita, which was written by Vladimir Nabokov, and this is the cover page of the novel. And this was originally published in September 1955. And the characters we have in this novel, that is Humbert and Dolores Hayes. The fiction novel, the subgenre of this novel is we have erotic literature, fiction, and tragic comedy. This is the subcategory of this novel of this fiction. And this is the what is the story? This is the story of the controversial subject this all novel is written on, and the protagonist and the unreliable narrator. A middle-aged literature professor under the pseudonym that was Humbert is obsessed with a 12-year-old girl, Dolores Hayes, with whom he became sexually involved after he became her stepfather. And this is the controversial subject of the novel Lolita. That's why this novel has a name Lolita. And next we have let's discuss the last and the most important novel of English literature in this we have what I have included in this video. That is the Midnight Children, written by Salman Rushdie, and this is the cover page of the Midnight Children novel by Rushdie, and it was originally published in 1981. The characters who is the main protagonist of this novel is Salim Senai, and the genre of this novel is magical realism, historical fiction. Yes, because this is in this novel, that is what is talked about is the related to the partition of India and the transition from British colonialism to independence. This is the story of the novel, and because this novel discusses about the partition of India, that's why this is the historical fiction. And most important, this award, this novel was awarded the best of the Booker at the Booker Prize, James State Black Memorial Prize in fiction category. So this novel is a awarded novel of Salman Rushdie and very important and famous novel of English literature. And friends, here we have discussed the important novels of English literature in this video. This is the second part, and you will get this first part of this video in the description box or I button. Please check out the other videos of this channel, EngLIT Zone, and stay connected for more important information and informative videos of English literature. Thank you very much for watching this.